Hello, thanks for stopping by. I'm so happy you're here and I'm super excited. We are going to make homemade honey mustard dressing. When I had to go dairy-free a while ago, many years ago, I realized very quickly I was not going to get the creamy dressings I love at the store that were dairy-free. They were not dairy-free. That was the problem. So I started making my own ranch, even a vinaigrette, now honey mustard, Thousand Island. I just love creamy dressings. Now I will say that honey mustard is inherently dairy-free. However, all the choices that I have found at the store are just a little bit too sweet, or too vinegary, or too mustardy, or too something. You could say I'm kind of picky, which I might be, and because I am picky, I make my own. So if you want the perfect honey mustard dressing that you get to design yourself, this recipe is for you. So if you go search for honey mustard dressing recipes, you just Google that, you're gonna get a ton. A lot of them will say creamy honey mustard dressing, and then you look at the ingredients and it's like, wait, there's nothing creamy in here. Now granted, some olive oil and mustard mixed together can make a nice emulsion and be creamy, but it's not my definition of creamy. So if you're looking for a honey mustard that's more like a dressing, creamy, kind of like a Brianna's or even a Ken's Steakhouse, and less like a vinaigrette, which I would consider most of the recipes I found when I searched for honey mustard dressing, this is the recipe. It has mayo in it, so that should tell you something right there. So the criteria for me when I was developing this recipe is it had to be mustardy and it had to be honey, and it couldn't be too mustardy or too honey, and it couldn't be too vinegary either. So like I said, I'm picky. I was looking for that perfect balance, which I believe I achieved. So let's jump in. It's so easy to make. It's really not a ton of ingredients. So we're going to start with mayonnaise, of course. That's going to bring the creamy. Olive oil, also going to bring a nice mouthfeel and some creamy. Honey, oh, a good amount of honey. And so I would recommend making this recipe as stated and see how you like it. And then it's like, I want a little more honey. So either for that recipe, add a little more honey, or next time add honey. Or if you want a little more mustard, whatever you want more or less of, make the recipe as a baseline and then go from there. So two types of mustard. We have Dijon and yellow mustard, which is going to bring a much more mustardy flavor. I love the flavor of Dijon, but it wasn't that solid, everyday mustard flavor I was looking for. And apple cider vinegar. And garlic. Yes, garlic. So I've got 2 cloves of garlic. The recipe is going to call for 2 cloves, or if you double it, 4 cloves. You're not going to use the whole clove. And here's where you're going to use your own discretion how much you want. And I like to grate the garlic. So I've got 2 peeled cloves of garlic here, and I'm just grating over the bowl. And I'm going to grate this enough. This is probably a medium to large piece of garlic. I'm going to grate it enough to where I don't grate my fingers off, and then I'm going to say, okay, I'm good. And a lot of it will stick to your microplane here, so I'm going to use my finger, very technical way of doing it. Okay, so my next piece, I'm going to do a little bit of this. And again, this may be too much garlic for you. Make it, you'll be able to determine that and then cut back on the garlic. Or you may say, hey, I want even more garlic. Use more garlic. I can't stress enough that a recipe is a guideline. And you're going to take it and do whatever you want with it, and that's perfectly okay. Okay, everybody is in the bowl. Now we're going to whisk. Going to whisk pretty good because we've got to get the mayonnaise incorporated. It's going to want to clump together and not join in with the honey and mustard party because it can be a little obstinate. So we're going to whisk really well. Okay, that looks very good. Let me give that a try before I put any salt and pepper in. Oh, yes, perfect. It's that perfect balance of honey and mustard and vinegar. I'm going to put a little salt in and a little pepper. Mix it up one more time. Okay, early today we made some delicious gluten-free chicken fingers. Look at how amazing these look. Oh, they smell so good. My favorite sauce for chicken fingers has always been honey mustard. So we have them. I've got honey mustard. I'm going to indulge. I'm going in, I'm getting a lot. Oh yeah, look at that. Oh, looks like I dripped. This is so delicious. Like I said, perfect balance of honey, mustard, and vinegar, not too much of one or the other. I love the bit of garlic in there. It gives it a nice depth of flavor and a great bite. I am in love with this honey mustard dressing. I will use it on a salad. I will dip things in it. I'll dip veggies in it. I will probably try to find other uses that do not exist in the world because I love it so much. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure you give us a thumbs up if you like this video, and please subscribe if you haven't already. We have new videos twice a week, and you're going to want to be notified when those come out. So the link to this recipe is in the description below, as well as the chicken finger recipe, which is quite delicious. I think you're going to love them. And until next time, happy eating.